Hey folks, this is Kalani. The hidden boss in Return to Karazhan was recently discovered. We pretty much knew who it was, we just didn't know how to activate the fight, and now we do. The secret boss is Nightbane. Where else would we get him as a mount? In short, it's a pretty tight timed run. It's basically a speed clear bonus. What's interesting is that you have to actually head backwards to get your reward. So if you go too fast and you go too far, you might miss it without knowing. You're going to need some well-geared and competent DPS and have time to spare. So let's walk you through how to activate Nightbane's encounter, and then we can talk about the encounter itself. First up, you want to gather your party and wait to open up the first door, because that's where you will start your timer. If you fail, you can go out and reset and try as many times as you like or need. When you open the door, you'll get an emote saying, "The strange chill of a dark presence winds through the air." That's your timer starting. If you ever, at any time, see the emote, "The air grows slightly warmer," that means you failed and are out of time. The speedrun is to collect every fragment before running out of time, so we start with the opera fragment. You need to defeat the opera encounter and interact with the fragment. Bear in mind you need to be out of combat to interact with them, within 8 minutes of opening the first door in Karazhan. That can be really tight when you take the opera roleplay into account. Every fragment after the first will give you 5 extra minutes on your timer. From opera you want to head over to Maiden, but you don't actually need to kill her. You need to clear to the fragment which is just on the left as you're looking at Maiden, and that will buy you an extra 5 minutes. From there, you need to run and clear to Morose. This one is going to be a bit dodgy due to the packs here. Quite a few mobs can mind control, so stay on top of interrupts and nuke everything as quickly as you can. You can get 2 traps for Morose adds without clearing extra trash. If you need the third, it's going to take you a bit longer, but we trapped 2 adds, we nuked the other 2, then we nuked the 2 that we trapped previously, and then we finished off Morose. A lot of this run is going to require very good DPS and 0 wipes, so bring your best chaps. After Morose, you want to head back upstairs to take the back way down into the spider lair. The fragment is very close, it's in the room to your left. Try to pace yourself as the spiders here can wipe you extremely quickly if you pull too many. Grab the fragment while trying to avoid the spiderwebs on the floor and take the portal back to the start. You get the last fragment after killing the curator, so head up the broken stairs as fast as you can, clear out all of the ghosts, all of the arcane mobs, and try to pull curator with at least 2 minutes left on your buff. If you've done this quickly, you may have 10 to 13 minutes left, allowing you maybe a single wipe. Keep things clean with the adds and the AoEs on the floor. Lust on his evocations phase if you have access to Lust. Bring drums if you don't, it's a pretty good idea. And you should clear Curator within time. Pick up the last fragment and your buff is going to change. Now you have 5 minutes to find medivh, so rush back downstairs and outside to the Master's Terrace. This can be found just left of the entrance to the dungeon if you're not sure where to go. Once there, you can speak to medivh and start the roleplay leading up to the encounter, which also gives you an achievement. At this point, you're pretty much golden. You can wipe as many times on Nightbane as you want or need. He won't respawn or fly away or anything strange. Take your time and one of you will get your mount. The encounter itself isn't too difficult, but it is a little strange. Nightbane has a frontal cone attack and a tail swipe, so tank him facing over the ramparts, and any melee should be to his side. Fire patches are going to spawn, usually under the ranged DPS and healer, so we stacked and moved together to make sure we knew exactly where they were going to spawn, and he'll also cast Reverberating Shadows, which needs to be interrupted. He also casts Ignite Soul on random party members. To deal with this, you need to stand in fire until you're about 30 to 40% health, and make sure your healer does not heal you up before it expires, as it deals your current health to every party member. So if you're at full health, chances are you're going to wipe instantly. He will also cast a magic debuff called Burning Bones. It has 5 stacks and spawns an add for each stack if it is dispelled. The stacks gradually go down, so it may be better to wait for the adds one by one, depending on what you're currently dealing with in the fight. If you do dispel it, just make sure they get onto the tank, AoE them down as quickly as possible. Nightbane can also fear everyone for a few seconds, so make sure everyone is clear of fire and topped off as the fear goes out. You can avoid it using immunities such as Aspect of the Turtle if you have one. Nightbane does have a phase 2, which happens around 50%. He'll fly into the air and spawn a big add. That add doesn't do too much special, but the phase isn't going to end until it dies. Pop everything you have left on the add. We saved Lust for this phase, and burn it down. It can cast Absorb Vitality, which is a heal absorb on a random party member. It needs to be healed up because the add is going to heal itself the longer Absorb Vitality is active. You're going to have to deal with more fire patches and a few more little adds throughout this phase, as well as a stacking debuff which deals damage over time and slows every party member, so the big ad needs to die ASAP. As soon as it dies, it'll basically go back into phase 1, so there isn't really anything new to deal with here. Just take it steady, take it slow, and make sure you kill it. Take Nightbane down and you'll be rewarded with 875 loot, as well as one party member getting the mount. And that's it. It's a very tight timer and the fight itself isn't all that easy, so be prepared to spend a good chunk of time learning the run and downing the boss. But that's it for this video. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.